What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be your Masked Singer recap, right? Real quick, we are down to our top six. The guest judge this week was Gordon Ramsay, and Gordon Ramsay was actually pretty good. I don't think he got any of the guesses right, but he was actually, well, I ain't gonna say anyway. He was actually pretty good. So listen, I still don't know who half these people are, okay? But this is what I decided to do this week. I decided that if I had absolutely no clue, that I was just gonna pick one of the judges' guesses and just say for this week, I agree with that. So the first one we have is Miss Kitty. She's saying Marilyn Monroe, Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. And listen, you gotta love, you've gotta love a good Marilyn Monroe. And she did a good job of having a little remix middle section to it with a little breakdown and all that good stuff. And and she did a good job with it. Now, I personally think it's Vanessa Hudgens. Isn't that her name? Vanessa Hudgens. Isn't that the girl? Y'all know who I'm talking about. That's who I think it is. Okay? Okay. Then we had the Rhino. He's saying Die Happy Man by Timothy Brett. We found out this week that he has wife and kids, so that added a little something, something. And one of the clues was something about Nirvana. Now, what I have learned is that thinking it was somebody from the group Nirvana is a little bit too obvious. However, maybe he's from Seattle. Got it? With me? Okay. Now, my girl, Donnie Wahlberg's wife, she actually had a really good guess. Now, I don't know who this person is from A Hole in the Wall, but I liked the way she traced the clues, because one of the clues was the state of Missouri with a crown on it, and she said this particular person is married to a model who used to be Miss Missouri, and it was a baseball player. He's a baseball player. He pitches for, I think she said, the Seattle Mariners. Okay? So I'm making that connection, right? I don't remember his name, and I didn't write it down. Y'all be all right, because I probably ain't him anyway. But okay. The frog, we know that that's Bow Wow Child. And it's funny, because when you know who it is, the clues are so obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had 23. They had 106. They had, of course, somebody else brought up CSI. I think nephew Ismi D brought up the CSI when he was on. It only lasted for one season, but it was the CSI, and it was their whole thing. They were young kids, and their whole thing were hackers. It was like CSI. What was it called? It was CSI something. It wasn't. They didn't have, this one wasn't the name of a city like the other CSIs, but this was like CSI. They didn't call it CSI Hacker, but it was something along those lines. And Bow Wow played a young hacker who used to hack, and then he was working for the FBI. Blah blah blah. It only lasted one season. I actually liked it. I thought it was pretty good, but clearly, I was the only one. So anyway, he's saying Whatever It Takes by Imagine Dragons. Listen, I love me some Imagine Dragons. I thought he did a pretty good job of doing it, and he even said something about singing not being his thing, and him not thinking he would last out the first week. So for all of y'all who was saying this on Omarion, he's letting you know that he's not a singer, so that would not be Omarion. Okay? Okay. Now, Night Angel, we know that that's Candy Honey, and she sang Black Velvet. Once again, when you know who she is, the guesses are so obvious. One clue, it was funny because it was a visual clue, but if you didn't know it was her, you wouldn't know. It had a bunch of the phone receivers hanging from the ceiling, and that was like from the cover art of one of Escape's albums. It was really funny. Anyway, I was like, oh yeah. I think it was called Off the Hook. I think the name of the album was called Off the Hook. I was like, okay. But we know who that is, child. That's Candy, child. Then we had the Astronaut. I don't know. I don't know who he is. I was going with Jonathan Tyler Thomas. They had a whole lot of clues about the Lion King and stuff like that, and y'all know he was the original voice of the Lion King from the cartoon. And I was like, you know what, that's a good guess. Hell, that's as good as a guess as any child. I don't know who he is. Okay. Then we got to the Turtle sang Stay by oh, and Candy sang Black Velvet. When I tell y'all she sang that thing down, that's actually one of my favorite songs. And when I say she sang that thing down, oh, she sang that thing. Okay? Candy's doing a good job obviously her voice is very recognizable, but she has been doing a really good job with her song choices to not give her away. Like if you weren't sure it was Candy, she's not singing R&B. She's not singing pop. She sung a lot of country. She's done a good job with that. Anyway, now my guess for the turtle, only because I don't have a better guess, is Gavin DeGraw. I don't know who this person is. I think at one point I said Nick Lachey. Shout out. But I promise you I don't know who that is. Unfortunately, this week, though, it was Astronaut's time to go. And Astronaut is actually a country star, which I did guess that much. I was that close that I thought it was a country star. Hunter Hayes, who I don't know who he is. But he's a Grammy Award winning country star. So we're down to 5, you guys. And that's what we're going to pick up. Okay. Let me know what y'all think. Drop it on those comments. Peace.